Hello everyone, welcome to our Boothmasters PickStation Mini DSLR to iPad wiring tutorial. In this tutorial, we will go over all wiring and backups, installing the iPad into the faceplate, and installing the camera and wiring into the kiosk. It is recommended to have two sets of wiring and equipment for each event. A storage bin, such as the one on the screen, holds all backup equipment nicely and also fits inside one of the parts of the kiosk. Now let's begin with the digital director. Here we have one in the box and one with the iPad frame removed. Since our kiosks do not require the iPad frame, it will need to be removed when you first take it out of the box. To remove the iPad frame from the digital director, you will need to loosen all of the screws. Then remove the power cord and adapter and place all other parts back in the box. Take your backup digital director, make sure it has 4 AA batteries, and place it inside your backup box, along with the power cord. Even though the digital director you will be installing into the kiosk will be using a power cord, it is good practice to make sure there are 4 AA batteries inside in case there is a power issue at the event, as well as an extra set of batteries to put in your backup box. Next, we have the data transfer sync cable for iPad. One end of the cable will plug into the port in the digital director. The other end will plug into the iPad. Place one cable in your backup box and keep one out for installation. The small adapter on the end of the cable is for the iPad, whereas the larger one is for the digital director. There is a power button on the side of the digital director, as well as a LED light showing whether it's on or off. Although the digital director acts as a power supply for the iPad, it is a good practice to keep the actual iPad charger in your backup box. Another important part is the double-sided camera screw, which will connect the digital director to the camera. We will use this later in the tutorial. Take one of the camera power supplies and place it in your backup box. The other we'll be using for installation. It is a good idea to have extra camera batteries as well as the battery charger in your backup box. Also, there must be an SD card inserted into the camera or it will not work with SnapPick. Go ahead and plug the power supply into the camera and get ready for installation. But first, take the double-sided camera screw and insert the 3/8 inch side into the digital director. Now let's install the iPad into the faceplate. With the front of the faceplate facing down, remove the 4 screws that hold the iPad plate. Then remove the iPad plate. Next, grab your iPad and make sure it's powered on. When placing the iPad into the faceplate, make sure the home button is facing the side where the notch is cut out. Then place the iPad into the notches provided. To prevent movement of the iPad in the faceplate, take the provided foam sheet in your kit and place it on the back of the iPad before reinstalling the back plate. Then lay the faceplate down and reinstall the back plate, holding the iPad in position. Once finished, we'll be ready to install everything into the kiosk. If you have an overhead flash for your DSLR camera, run this power cord first down the side of the kiosk inside to where the power strip will be. Remove the power supply from the camera and then feed it from the front of the kiosk up to the left through the notch up to the shelf. Now take your digital director with the USB and power port sides facing the back of the kiosk and the camera screw facing up. Now re-plug in the power supply to the camera and set the camera on the top shelf inside the kiosk. To secure the camera to the digital director, first remove the lens. Next, line up the hole in the bottom of the camera with the mounting screw. Then turn the camera clockwise, securing it to the digital director, making sure the camera is facing the front of the kiosk when finished. It does not have to be tightened all the way. This way, you have room for adjustment. Now reconnect the lens to the camera. Next, we'll be mounting the power strip. There are several options for mounting the power strip. You can do it on the left side or the right side of the opening of the front of the kiosk, as well as the lower middle. For this tutorial, we will be mounting it in the middle. Make sure the cord of your power strip is facing down in order to plug in to the extension cord in the kiosk. Then feed the excess cord of your power strip down into the column. Now secure the power strip inside the kiosk using security ties and trying not to cover up any of the outlets. And cut off the loose ends of the security ties. You will also want a backup power strip in your backup box. Before securing any cords inside the kiosk, you want to make sure everything is plugged in first. Take the link cable and plug it into the DSLR hot shoe. Then mount the hot shoe on top of the DSLR camera and place the extras in your backup box. Standing at the back of the kiosk, take the 90-degree angle USB 3.0, plug it into the back of the digital director, then feed the micro USB end through the notch on the shelf to the camera. Remember to put your spare cord into your backup box. The next step will be plugging in the power cord for your digital director. Since the power cord is very large, you'll want to use it at the end of your power strip, trying not to cover up too many plugs. The ring light power cord will be the next cord you install. Place your secondary cord into your backup box. Now you may plug in your other power cords into the strip. As a backup for your ring light, you should have a dual battery charger as well as 2 backup batteries. To insert the batteries on the back of the ring light, place the battery in the slot and press down until you hear a click. You must have both batteries inserted in order to complete the circuit. At the bottom of the ring light is a switch which can let you change the power source from cable to battery. Be sure to place your battery charger in your backup box. Now take security ties and start tying down all the cables within the kiosk. Try to fit the larger power adapters behind the faceplate sides within the kiosk. Once you are done securing all wiring, then you can cut the ends off your security ties. Now take your flash mount pole and insert the silver topper into the end. And insert the flash mount pole into the top of the kiosk. Now pull your flash power cord and your sync cable up through the hole provided in the top of the kiosk. To remove the flash cover, pinch the 2 prongs on top of the flash and then pull the cover off. Be sure not to touch the bulb with sweaty or dirty hands, or breaking it during installation. Next, install the flash on top of the silver topper. Slide the umbrella pole through the notches on the flash and then tighten down to secure it. Then adjust your umbrella. You may now plug in your flash power supply and sync cable. You may wrap your cables around the flash pole mount for a cleaner look. Take the faceplate with the iPad already installed and your digital director cable and plug it into the iPad. The other end will be installed into the digital director. And plug in your power cord to your ring light. And make sure the power is on the iPad. Now take the 4 long screws, line up the holes with the kiosk and faceplate to secure the faceplate to the kiosk. Remove the camera lens and turn the power on to the camera. And make sure the green LED light is on your digital director. Check in the upper right corner of the iPad and make sure it is charging. Now launch the SnapPic software and select Configure Camera. When choosing the camera from the list, choose the one with the front-facing camera option. Now select Start Photo Booth and give your photo booth a name. Once the software is loaded, then select Camera. At the bottom of the Options menu, uncheck Use Capture Settings. Now you can set your flash and camera settings to your preference. Now you can test your event to confirm everything is working correctly. This includes social media, text messaging, email, as well as your microsite. Now you should be ready for your event. Thanks for watching.